Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Joe Petri and I'm here to share with you some of my most favorite healthy recipes to make your weight loss, your fitness goals more achievable and more delicious also. Because let's face it, eating healthy, finding ways to make foods we loved growing up healthy as adults is a bit of a challenge, and we fall into this trap of finding the quick and easy solutions of fast food, of prepared foods, eating out of a box, eating a lot of processed foods. I want to show you how to make one of my most favorite, beloved comfort foods. I got this recipe from the Body Beast Cookbook. It's an awesome book. There's tons of amazing recipes in here. We're gonna do meatloaf. We're gonna do meatloaf and mashed cauliflower. Very similar to when you were a kid growing up. Your mom would make that comfort food of meatloaf and mashed potatoes. We're just gonna change a couple ingredients, make this thing healthy, make this thing taste amazing. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need 2 pounds of ground turkey, 1 cup of all natural mild salsa. I'm using medium salsa, organic, a cup of whole wheat breadcrumbs, 2 large eggs, lightly beaten, 3 cloves of garlic, finely chopped, a teaspoon of sea salt, some fresh ground pepper. Okay, so what you're gonna need is you're gonna need a large mixing bowl. You're gonna take your 2 eggs, just crack them. Then you're gonna wanna break up the egg. And then you wanna add your ground turkey. Then you're gonna need 2 pounds ground turkey, a cup of whole wheat breadcrumbs, 3 cloves of minced garlic, teaspoon of sea salt, and some fresh ground pepper. And then the last ingredient, my favorite, I use the medium organic salsa from my local grocery store. Cup of that, pretty healthy dose. Pour that in. Again, if you watch my abs diet workout video, real simple. The best way to mix this is with your hands. So you're gonna get right in there and just literally start just mixing this all together. And we're gonna fast forward during this process. There you go. It's all mixed together, ready to be formed into an awesome meatloaf. You're gonna need a 13 by 9 by 2 inch cooking pan. I'm gonna spray that with some extra virgin olive oil cooking spray, making sure this thing doesn't stick. Then you're gonna take your meat, and I just right on in. I'm gonna just form this bad boy into a killer loaf. Now you're gonna cook this at 375 degrees for about 60 to 70 minutes because you wanna make sure it gets fully cooked. Well, there it is. Serve it up with a side of mashed cauliflower. And then I got the oven preheating at 375 degrees, and I simply take our meatloaf and throw it in, uncovered, for about 60 to 70 minutes until it's no longer pink in the middle. So while you got your meatloaf cooking in the oven, you want to start prepping for your mashed cauliflower. Now, it's just my wife and myself and our 1-year-old son, so a half cauliflower is enough for the 2 of us, 2.5 of us. The recipe calls for whole head, so I'm just gonna give you the entire recipe and then I simply cut it in half. It calls for 1 head of cauliflower, 1.5 cups of milk, a tablespoon of unsalted butter. And then when you're cutting the cauliflower, you know, you just want to get the florets so you can easily just break these apart, take off the head. Cauliflower, you want to get these pretty small. Make sure you've gone through, got all the leaves and stuff off the cauliflower head. Just continue to prep the cauliflower. So what I'll do, about 10 minutes left in the time that it takes to cook the meatloaf, is when I will put on the water to boil the cauliflower. And then when I pull the meatloaf out, I'll add the cauliflower because you want to have the meatloaf rest for about 10 minutes before serving it. And then once the cauliflower is soft, I'll drain the cauliflower, put it back in the pot, add the milk and the butter, and then I'll just mash up the cauliflower, serve it with the meatloaf. Cauliflower is prepped. Alright, so our water is boiling. You're just going to simply add your cauliflower to the medium saucepan. I am filled to the brim here with cauliflower. You're gonna want to boil that for 6 to 8 minutes. Use a fork to test the softness of it, and when it's soft, drain it, and I'll show you what to do next. Alright, the timer went off. It's been 70 minutes. Took the meatloaf out of the oven. It looks Perfect. Just gonna let it rest now for about 10 more minutes. In the meantime, I've gone ahead and already added the almond milk and water to the exact same pan, put it on the exact same burner. It's still warm, so it's warming that up, melting it. I got the cauliflower draining, and all I'm gonna do is go ahead, add that to the same pot. Now you can use a potato masher to mash up your cauliflower. This is what I use, a cool handy dandy masher. Use this for soups and other things. I'll just kind of turbocharge this, and I just simply there you go, mashed cauliflower. So that was the Body Beast Meatloaf. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I want to hear from you. Leave your comments below. Did you make this recipe? What did your family think of it? Did they like it? Did they love it? I want to hear from you. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everyone. Say bye. Bye-bye. I know, who am I talking to? There's no one there.